Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today we are revisiting a series that I started a long time ago where I share with you books that are on my shelves that have the same word in the title. And today we're going to be talking about a word that I have 16 books that are unread, 16 TBR books that have this word in the title. And the word is lost. I just finished reading The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. Last month, I read Lost Lake by Sarah Addison Allen. And some of my favorite authors have books with the word lost in it that I've read. Jane Harper has The Lost Man, a thriller set in Australia. Ellen Marie Wiseman has The Lost Girls of Willowbrook, a historical fiction about an insane asylum and twin sisters, really good. And then a historical fiction that's kind of like Oregon Trail, Where the Lost Wander by Amy Harmon. It is very common to find books that have the word lost in the title, which is why it is in my top 3 words. Yes, that's right. This is the top 3, and then in the next couple of weeks, because I'm trying to finish up this project, I'm going to highlight the top 2, so the runner-up and then the word that has the most. So I'm not going to tell you what those are. Words we've already talked about are girl, sister, night or midnight, star, library, and summer. So we are nearing the end of this project. It's been dragging on, so we need to wrap things up. So here are the 16 books that have the word lost in the title that I have not yet read. So I have 2 from my Jane Austen shelf. I have The Lost Memoirs of Jane Austen by Siri James. Siri James is an author who writes a lot of Austen-inspired books. And then I also have Lost in Austen, a create-your-own Jane Austen adventure by Emma Campbell Webster. This is a lot of fun because as you're reading, you collect points, you move ahead. There are little bolded sections that give you different things to do as you're reading. So you could read this multiple times and have a different story each time. I should probably pick this up. Maybe Jane Austen July would be a fun time. So this is a fun take on a Jane Austen kind of retelling. I do have 4 that are middle grade books. So the only one that is a little bit stretching it is A Girl of the Limber Lost. Lost is part of that final word. This is by Jean Stratton Porter. It is a second book in a series, I think, and it's a classic that I never read when I was younger. I don't think I need to read the first one first. I think you guys have told me when I hauled this that it's okay for me to just jump in with that one. So we'll see. Then I have the 3rd book in a series, the Dreamkeeper Saga, and this 3rd book is called Lost in the Caverns. I love these covers. I really need to read this series. I believe it's a Christian fantasy middle grade series, and there are 5 of them. It's by Catherine Butler. I'm very excited to read them, but trying to read some other series. But one series that I could finish by reading this book is Coyote Lost and Found by Dan Gemeinhart. This is the sequel to Coyote Sunrise. I haven't heard the greatest things about this sequel, but I am interested in reading it and wrapping up that duology. And then a book from my Christmas book exchange cart is The Lost Girl by Anne Ursu. I have heard good things about this one. I think we follow twin sisters. They're kind of on a mission, and I'm not really sure what that mission is, but I think I've heard good things about that one as well. Then with no rhyme or reason, here's the rest of them. Another Christmas book exchange book that I have is The Lost and Found Bookshop. This is the large print edition. I must be getting old. They're gifting me large print books. The first sentence on the back says, if you had to start over, what would you do and who would you be? I love it. I feel like that's going to be a really good one. I love books about books anyway. Then we have The Lost Orphan by Stacey Halls. This takes place in London in 1754. And if I remember correctly, a young mother gives up her daughter to the foundling home. And then 6 years later, she is doing much better in life and goes back to get her daughter, but finds out that someone has already taken her daughter. What? So she's on a mission to try to find out what happened to her daughter. Sounds amazing. On my recommendations cart this year is The Lost Book of Eleanor Dare by Kimberly Brock. I love that beautiful cover. I don't know anything about this. I think this is going to deal with the lost colony of Roanoke, the mystery of that. The answers to a real-life mystery may be found in the pages of a story that was always waiting to be written. Sounds interesting. Speaking of stories, we have The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I'm really excited to read this one. I've heard that it has light Narnia vibes to it. I know kids go missing in the woods when they were younger, and then again when they're older, something along those lines. I'm just really excited to read another book by Meg Schaefer. And then an author that I have read in the past and really liked is Lisa Wingate, and this is called The Book of Lost Friends. This one is going to be the dramatic story of three young women searching for family amid the destruction of the post-Civil War South, 1875, and of a modern day teacher, 1987, sort of modern day, who learns of their story and its vital connection to her students' lives as she's teaching in a rural school. So I'm sure that's going to be very moving and heartbreaking. And then we have 5 more. I have kind of a Gothic feeling mystery, The House of Lost Wives by Rebecca Hardy. This one is also historical. In 1813, Lizzie's beloved older sister Esme is sold in marriage to the aging Lord Blountford to settle their father's debts. But this Lord Blountford has had multiple wives and they all die. So when her sister is dead, Lizzie is determined to find out what is actually going on. And I think there might be some ghosts in this one too. In a house, like a creepy house that's partly a character in the story. We also have The Lost Love Song by Minnie Dark. This one is a book about grief, I believe, but it's also a romance. We follow a guy named Ari whose fiance was writing him a song, but she passes away. She was like a world concert pianist. And she was writing a song for him, but she passes away before he ever hears the song. And he's devastated by her loss. They never ended up getting married. They were just engaged. And then there's also a woman in Scotland, and I'm not sure how she's going to play into this story, but I think she comes across the music somehow that was written for Ari. I think it's going to be a romance, The Lost Love Song explores what it means to be lost, what it means to be found, and the power of music to bring people together. Oh, I feel like this is going to be heartbreaking, but also so good. I love books with music in them. I have a Christian fiction, The Lost Heiress by Rosanna M. White. This is part of the Ladies of the Manor series. I don't know what number it is in the series. Is it first? I don't know. It's a romance and mystery in the Edwardian era. We follow a woman named Brooke. She has never really known where she truly belongs. Her friend Justin uncovers the fact that she is possibly a missing heiress from Yorkshire. So she leaves the sun of the Mediterranean to travel to the moors of the North Sea and the estate of her supposed heiress. Is she truly this missing heiress or not? I don't know. I would have to read it to find out. I just have 2 left. Barbara O'Neill is an author I have read from before. This is The Lost Girls of Devon. And the top part of the summary says, a missing woman, a dead girl, in a village of secrets. Dun, dun, dun. I think this is going to be kind of a contemporary, like a hard, heavy-hitting contemporary story with a little bit of a mystery to it. And then finally, Simone St. James. This is one of her way back list, Lost Among the Living. This is also going to be a thriller, but historical, set in 1921. 3 years after her husband disappeared, shot down over Germany, Joe still mourns his loss. Working as a paid companion to his wealthy, condescending aunt, Joe travels to the family estate in Sussex countryside, but there is much she never knew about her husband's origins, and the revelation of a mysterious death in the Forsyth's past is just beginning. So I'm wondering if there's going to be ghosts in this one as well, because Simone St. James's newer books all have a ghosty aspect to them, and I kind of love it. So I'm not sure if this is going to have a ghost in it as well. We'll see. That is it. Those are the 16 books on my TBR that have the word lost in the title. I would love to know if you have a book that has the word lost in the title that you're waiting to read, or if any of these stand out to you as ones that you might want to add to your TBR. Let me know that as well. I love chatting with you down in the comments, so let's connect down there. And if you've watched all the way through, but you don't really have anything to add, isn't there an emoji with a monkey or something covering his eyes? I'm trying to think of what would represent lost. I think the monkey covering his eyes, like hide and seek, peekaboo type of a thing, would be the best. Put that down in the comments just to let me know that you were here. I would really appreciate it. I love seeing who is here watching and supporting in that way. And it also helps my channel to be seen by more people. So thank you so much for doing that. And that is going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you for being here. And I look forward to chatting with you in another video very soon, including the videos of my top 2 words in the title. I can't wait. Bye.